Hi, this is Nikki Woods, and we are going beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com with Neo.
Indeed, indeed.
Man, you had Tom doing the moves in the studio. He was practicing. That was
love.
awesome. You can check out the in-studio jam on blackamericaweb.com. The new album, it's in stores.
Yes.
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction. Let me flip that thing the right way. There we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Nonfiction.
So there's been a lot of speculation on the title for the album.
Mm-hmm.
And for most of us, before I guess we got a chance to talk to you, we thought that it meant that every song on that album was about your life.
Okay. Well, no. That's not the case. It's called nonfiction because every song on this album is true. Every story is true. However, every story is not mine. I actually reached out to my fans via my social media in the name of just allowing them to be part of the creative process this time around. You know, I wanted to, just wanted to do something special for them. You know, this is 6 albums in 10 years for me, and I'm still here, and that's because of them. So reached out to them, asking questions about life, love, relationship, and the stories that I really dug became songs for this album. So a good 50% of this album is based on stories given to me by the fans. Yeah.
And so I mean that must have been an awesome and amazing process because
Absolutely.
your social media is quite large. So how many
I got a few followers.
Got a few million followers. So what was that process like? How did you get to weed through all of the responses? Because I'm sure you got a ton of them.
It was a painstaking process, but it was a labor of love. I will say that. I mean, there's a reason that it's been 2 years. It took a little time to weed through and get the best stuff. And then plus, when dealing with the internet or anything like that, you kind of got to set up your filter for the silly stuff and the BS that's going to come through. But shockingly enough, it wasn't a lot of BS that I really had to weed through. Like people took it really serious and got really personal with a lot of stuff. Some stuff that wouldn't exactly translate in song. But
I'm amazed what people will share with you.
I was amazed. Like, bruh, I'm not a therapist or nothing like that. You sure you want to talk to me about this? But all right, cool.
So some people could be listening to the album and it's actually their story that song is based on. That really is cool.
Very cool.
That
very
really is cool. Unless it was like a really bad breakup and they did some.
Well, but I mean, I can only speak for myself. But when you go through a bad breakup or something like that, there's always that one song that kind of helps you get through it. And I think it's a cool concept. If you're going through a breakup, you have a song on Neo's latest album that's specifically about that. That's gonna help you get through that thing. So
what is your breakup song then? What's
my
your
breakup song?
Yeah, what song did you listen to?
My breakup song was okay. I thought you meant my breakup song that I wrote.
What breakup song did you listen? No, you listened to. You could have written it, but which one did you listen to?
Which one did I listen to? My breakup songs were kind of older music. My breakup songs were "Suddenly" by Billy Ocean and stuff like that. That was my breakup song.
Are you serious?
For real. I've been an old soul my whole life, man.
Yeah, but Billy Ocean, I thought you were going to say something like Lenny Williams or Marvin Gaye. Billy Ocean.
16 years old talking about suddenly crying like a baby. Yeah, that was me.
That's hilarious to me. Okay. So for other people, though, because a lot of what you do, and I think what's so awesome about you and like Babyface and some other artists who have really been able to transition their career from just being the writer and just producing other music to actually being the artist. What other songs have you written, and how is that process when you write for somebody else? Do you just write the song and then you pick the artist, or do you actually have artists coming to you saying, I want you to write a song, and then you have to collaborate?
It happens both ways, to tell you the truth. There's sometimes I go into the studio just because. Like, I don't need a specific reason or a specific person to be working for to go in the studio. I go in the studio because I enjoy it. So if I'm in the studio and I do something that I feel like would sound good on a specific artist, if I have the luxury of knowing that artist, I'll then call them and say, hey, I just did something that I think would be great on you. Can I send it to you? And then if they like it, we work out all the business later on. And if they don't, they don't. It's all good. But there has been instances where an artist will come to me and say, hey, I'm putting my album together, I'm putting my project together, I'd love for you to be a part of it. And then that's when they purchase studio time. I go in the studio, and whatever comes from those sessions goes, they get first right of refusal of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when they purchase their studio session.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
so who's been your favorite artist to work with?
Who
do you like working with?
That is always a difficult question because I have yet to work with anybody that I just did not like working with, to be honest. And I gotta quit saying that because I feel like
it's
know
gonna
fate is gonna turn around and put me in the studio with somebody. I'm gonna get in a fist fight with somebody. Something's gonna happen. Now, pretty much everybody that I work with, even people that I didn't expect to be cool, were cool. Like, I mean, let me rephrase that, because it's not like I didn't expect anybody to be cool. I just take a Celine Dion, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you think Celine Dion, that's like one of the biggest voices in music.
Absolutely.
You know, her catalog is ridiculous. She sold millions of records. She kind of has a right to have an ego if she decided she wanted to have one. But she walked in the studio in jeans and a baseball cap and was just chill. There was no ego. There was no, she didn't mind taking corrective criticism from me, which I felt was really, really refreshing and cool. She was just chill. And I will say this. I have worked with people who don't have the amount of records sold as a Celine Dion, or even the catalog that a Celine Dion has, that were a bit more diva-ish than she came across. So I have experienced that, but nobody that I just flat out didn't like, you know what, I got to go for this get bad. I haven't been in that situation yet. Not yet.
Really?
Not yet.
Not yet. So we hope it does not happen.
Yeah.
So tell me about this album and what makes this album different than your previous. We had the honor of having a listening party here in the Red Velvet Cake studio over the summer, and I know some of the things that you shared were interesting to me about the kind of music you wanted to put on this album. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I wanted to definitely have this album be a reminder to my staple, neo R&B fan. When I started hearing people saying stuff like Neo doesn't do R&B music anymore, Neo abandoned R&B, that kind of bothered me. And I don't normally let stuff that I hear about myself on blog sites and whatnot bother me, but that kind of got to me. That got under my skin. So this album is kind of a reminder to my R&B fans out there that R&B is not something that I could abandon. It's a part of me. It's I couldn't abandon my left arm, and I couldn't abandon R&B music. That's just what it is. It's woven into my DNA. But at the same time, I'm aware of the fact that I have a fan base in the dance world, in the EDM world, So understand that I'm gonna jump off the porch from time to time and explore the neighborhood, but I'm gonna always come home, and that's the importance of this album. I also wanted to bring back the art of storytelling. I feel like it's an art form that's kind of been lost over the years in music. And I understand, people's attention spans are a little shorter now, so everybody's feeling like nobody's going to really pay attention to, nobody's going to sit still long enough to pay attention to a story. I don't believe that's true. I feel like if you give them something worth paying attention to, worth slowing down for, that they will. And, Laura Willing, this album is that.
Okay, and then you also said that you hadn't had a stripper song. A song for the stripper club. That's what Sybil and I talked about that for like 3 days after you said that.
I've heard my music before in strip clubs, but I've never had my own strip club song. With She Knows featuring the boy Juicy J. Shout out to Juicy J, Dr. Luke. I feel like I got one now, so I'm happy about that. Happy about that.
Yeah, not that I've been in many strip clubs, but I can
you
say,
when you went to
I can say no, it's a good song.
So.
Before I let you go, we just have to mention this because we had your ex, Manetta. She was on the show not too long ago, and we love her.
Yes, she told me she had a good time.
Yeah, she was a lot of fun, and she was very interesting. Tell me about that relationship, because I think it's really interesting that you all have been able to go through what you went through. You all went through a pretty public breakup, and most of us go through these things, but we don't have to do it in the public. But then you've been able to put it back together, and you've become, I guess, co-parents, really.
Yeah, co-parents, friends, all of that. You know what is when a relationship breaks up, when the romantic element of a relationship is ending, of course it's going to be painful. It's going to be painful for both parties, especially if there was things that were done wrong. I'm a man. I can admit when I did wrong, and I'm a good part of the reason that we're not together anymore. And it's you feel the pain because pain demands to be felt, so you give that the respect that is owed. But then you move on from it, and that's what adults are supposed to do. You're not supposed to linger on that and just allow that to overcome you. So that's what we decided to not do. We didn't let it become something that took us away from the fact that we are friends. We can't. You can be civil with a person after the romantic element has gone away. You can still be civil. You can still be cool. You can even get to a point where you can be friends. It's been 2 years and some change at this point that me and Mo haven't been together, and I feel like at this point like it makes no sense for us to dwell on the past anymore. Like now it's about the present and what the future is going to be and how we're gonna be with our kids. This doesn't have to be a big deal to the kids if we don't make it a big deal. And that's what it is. We're co-parenting. That's my partner. That's my friend. And we're in a good place.
And have you moved on?
I have moved on. I believe that she's in the process of moving on. And I wish her the best. She wishes me the best. And that's what it is.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I answered the question.
You did answer the question, but I want to see your eyes when you answer the question.
There you go. It's
you
early.
got it.
It's real early, so I'm going to leave these glasses on.
It's nonfiction. It is in stores now. Definitely pick it up. And also make sure that you check out the In-Studio Jam. It is up on Black Flashing one more more again. It's up on blackamericaweb.com. Neo, thank you so much.
Not a problem.
We are
Thank
glad
you.
you're back.
I'm happy to
R&B,
be
pop,
back.
whatever. We're just glad you're back.
Thank you for the love.
You're welcome. I'm Nikki Woods. We've gone beyond the studio on blackamericaweb.com.